I realized if my life was going to change, I had to be the one to do it. And in that moment, I realized that everything that had happened to me was this incredible blessing.
Was there a defining moment, a pivotal moment, an event, something that made you decide to do this?
I have had 3 major turning points in my life.
3.
The first, I've referenced being a domestic violence survivor. And things got so bad, I didn't leave. I'm educated and I had a car and I didn't have kids and I had all the reasons why people say, why didn't you leave? You could have left. I didn't leave. Things were so bad, my organs started to shut down. And I was in the hospital all the time. And systems were failing and I was dying. I wasn't able to leave, so my body was leaving for me. And a doctor figured out and broke doctor-patient confidentiality and called my dad and said, I think this is what's happening and your daughter will be dead by Christmas. So my dad reached out to the local law enforcement and he organized my rescue. And when the police came, I had 1 police officer on each arm pulling me out. I had 2 police officers pinning my ex-husband down, and my dad was waiting in a running car. And the minute the police put me in the back seat and closed the door, my dad hit the child safety locks, hit the gas, and drove 38 hours across the country to get me to safety. I was put into hiding. Fake name, fake social security number, ghost file. I lived in the middle of nowhere. They put me in a house with a strange man. I was terrified. I would literally barricade the door and barricade the windows. I barely left my room. And I ate the same thing for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the rest of the year because nobody told me what to eat and I could no longer make decisions on my own. I was not a functional adult. And after months of intense trauma therapy, one day something shifted. And I realized if my life was going to change, I had to be the one to do it. And in that moment, I realized that everything that had happened to me was this incredible blessing. Because I was at ground zero. I was at ashes. My therapist literally made me go to the grocery store and I ran out in hysterical tears because I couldn't decide what to buy. Ashes. And I looked at that and I said, what an amazing opportunity. I'm starting over from scratch and I can build myself into anything I want to be and anyone I want to be with any decisions and values, priorities. And even though the labels and the experiences had been stripped from me, I got to decide how to rebuild. And I seized that opportunity and I created the person I wanted to be. That was a pivotal moment. I would say the next big pivotal shift that came for me. I've been in and out of the hospitals hearing doctors' death deadlines since 2000. That first one where they said she'll be dead by Christmas was Christmas of 2000. And I have spent the vast majority of the time since then in hospitals. And it was 2007, and I was done. I had fought, and the pain, and the testing, and the surgeries, and the struggles. And I was in Vanderbilt Medical Center at the hospital. And I'd been there for a while. And it was time for another excruciating test. And it happened to be the day that I gave up. That I laid in bed and I looked up at God and I said, just take me now. I'm done. You win. I don't have any fight left. I'm done. And that day, the porter came to take me. I was in a wheelchair, and he wheeled me through the hallways at Vanderbilt in a route he had never taken before. And the route he took to this excruciating test was the route where everybody was either paralyzed from the neck down and on a ventilator, or in a coma and on a ventilator. And as I looked into room after room after room as we went down the hall, I looked and I said, oh my God, what any of those people would give to feel the pain I'm feeling now. Because they will never again feel that pain. And I said, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for my pain, that I have synapses that fire, that my systems are connected, that my nerves are firing, that I can feel it in every cell of my body and every point of my body. What a gift that I can feel this pain. I've never taken it for granted since, and I've never complained. That was such a pivotal moment, the power of gratitude. And for me to remember that no matter what's going on in my life, there are always people who have it worse. I am so blessed. The fact that I have 2 arms and 2 legs and systems that work and messages that travel, what a gift. And the last pivotal moment was a year ago, January of 2019. After 19 years of fighting and 13 surgeries and being a medical miracle, I heard the words that no one wants to hear. When the doctor came in the room and said, Ellie, we have your pathology reports. And I'm sorry, but it's cancer. Time stopped. And in that moment, I said, I've been playing small. No more. Now is the time. I've built this comfortable, impact-driven bubble where I got to work behind the scenes. And my life had been impact and service behind the scenes. Quiet, happy to be the anonymous donor and the mentor. January of last year, I said no more. This is what I'm made to do, and I don't know how much time I have. So I'm stepping out of the shadows. And now is the time. And I am stepping up my impact to a global scale. And watch me impact lives for every day that I have left on this planet. Life changed.
I get it. That was like a keynote speech at a conference. It was really powerful. Thank you for sharing that as authentically as you did. You know, it's amazing. When I first met you, before we got on air here, I thought this is one of the happiest, strongest women I've ever met in my life. I never would have predicted any of that was what was going on behind the curtains, behind your degrees, your persona, your clothes, as you said, etc. So thank you for that. I think it's a wonderful testament to what you've survived and overcome, and then the decisions you've made. And it really is a testament to, no matter how bad your past has been, that you can make a choice and step above that and beyond that and out of that into the world and do the things you're currently doing. So I applaud you for that, and thank you for sharing that. Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
It certainly hasn't always been easy, but I'm tenacious and I'm resilient and I'm determined and I'm driven and I have a passion and I have a purpose and I'm living it.